going through these rankings, I'm kind of surprised that these teams are not, way down on the list. You have West Virginia at 23, then you have Arkansas State at 34, Northern Illinois at 36, and Louisiana Tech at 38. So they're in at least, the top third of these of the standings. The first teams out would be Virginia Tech at 11, Baylor at 12.
Yep.
They're the first teams out that are not going to get a chance to play. My bracket, home games, first round.
Okay.
You're hosting. You got LSU, Louisiana Tech. We don't
in-state.
In-state rivals. You know who's going to win that one. Kansas State, Wisconsin.
Tough game.
Would you watch that game?
I would watch that. You
watch that game?
I've said before, I'm not a playoff fan, but it's not like I wouldn't watch it more.
It would
I'd
create
still watch.
so much more excitement.
Yeah, it would.
It would.
It would.
It would just push college basketball that much far down on the list.
But, it's just like the NCAA basketball tournament. You're not going to have the upsets like you do in
probably not
college basketball. I'm looking at your bracket here, not to steal your thunder, but West Virginia's got no shot against Stanford in a 4-13 game. Oklahoma State will roll Arkansas State in the 3-14.
Well, to be fair, it's different than college basketball because there's a quarter of the teams, but
right.
But then, you got Oregon against Southern Miss, Stanford and West Virginia. On the other side of the bracket, you got the 6th seed Arkansas versus TCU. A lot of people, I would bet, would be picking TCU to be your Cinderella.
Yep.
To maybe get to that Final Four. You have Oklahoma State and Arkansas State. Probably Okie, they roll on that one. Boise State and Clemson.
I'd watch it.
Awesome game there. At Boise State.
Pretty good 7-10 matchup.
And then you have Alabama beating the hell out of Northern Illinois. So you have the home games for the first round, and those would be this Saturday.
This Saturday already.
This Saturday. Then you go next week. You just play it out, and then whatever week Christmas lands on, that's your bye week.
Okay.
You play 2, the Final Four they get a bye, and then New Year's Day, your Final Four, and then the next week you're your national champion.
Okay, that's a pretty solid schedule as far as the
and looking at this, all these teams are going to play in bowl games, and a lot of them are playing against each other. So there's not many extra games here. You play these games, they all would have played at least one more anyway. So you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're talking 7 extra games here. It's not a ton of extra games, and it's 4 teams playing 1 more. It's 2 teams playing 2 more, and it's 2 other teams playing 3 more games.
Yep.
So it affects really a small chunk of teams. 7 teams out of the 120 are going to play at least 1 more game.
And they're going to want to play them. It's not like they're not. It's not like they're going to. It's not like you keep playing and you're not getting anywhere. This is for the championship. So there is a little.
And it gives more incentive to be in LSU and Alabama to know, hey, we're going to get a MAC team or a WAC team, which we're just going to beat up on. So you're fighting for those, those top spots. Yep. It doesn't make the 1 and 2 and 3 spots any less attractive for those people. Would you rather play if you're, if you're in Arkansas? Would you rather play TCU or would you rather play Northern Illinois?
Right. Very interesting.
Yes. It will never happen, but if I had...
The odds are long on that. There's no doubt about that. But
the biggest problem he creates is the 2007 New York Giants and the 2010 Green Bay Packers, the teams that don't win their own division and are very mediocre during the regular season and then get hot at the right time.
Yep. Because you would have numerous 2-loss teams here in Oregon, and you got Kansas State, Wisconsin, Arkansas, Clemson.
TCU is still.
TCU, they lost a couple games. Yep. So you have numerous teams here with 2 losses getting at-large spots. Here with Boise, they're at 7. They get their chance.
Now, what is your thought on the inevitable diluting of the regular season?
I think that's just a falsehood. I think this makes it more important because there's more teams.
What about potentially going 6-7 weeks without a bye leading into the playoffs? You're going to jump, maybe you play 5-6 straight games to end your conference season. Then you got to jump into the playoffs. You got to go 2 more before you get a bye.
You look at a team like South Dakota State a couple years ago. This year, their bye week was on their final week. I think it was the year they made the playoffs. Their bye week that year was the very first week.
Mm-hmm.
So they had 11 straight games. Boom, Montana. Screw that one up. If they would have won that one, boom, Stephen F. Austin. So they would have played 13 weeks in a row. So the FCS, they make it work. Division III, they have 32 teams, my God, in a playoff. I'm not sure a lot of people know that.
They do. They have a ton of teams.
So it is possible, and it won't happen, but it would be nice to see.
It's a pipe dream.
That's why, you have Colorado beats Nebraska, and Colorado's like, give us the chance. We won the conference. Well, 3-4 seed, here's your chance.
Yep.
They wouldn't have lost by 30 to Texas and lost to Fresno State at home. They maybe
Okay.
would have.
A lot to chew on, I would say. There's a lot to chew on there.
We'll chew on it, and we'll come back. We'll play some true-false through the NFL and look at what the Collegiate has this week. A big-time issue.
We do have a
Big-time
good
issue to close up the season and the year. Coming up next on Sports Lounge.
Sports Lounge.
True and false time now. Talked a lot of football already.
We have
And throughout this season.
Mhm.
So I'll start with some baseball.
hot stove.
Hot effing stove. I'll go out on a limb and say the Cardinals will be the team that gets Albert Pujols. If you want to go that way, that's... No. Okay, we'll start with that.
Yep.
Two-part question.
Okay.
The Cardinals sign Albert Pujols. I think true. We got true. Who's
Yep.
going with?
I think I'm going to go with the Cubs still, maybe.
Cubs?
I don't know. I just got a
Okay.
feeling. I mean, I don't have anything
You don't have
substantial to
sources?
back that up on. I don't have any sources or anything.
Yeah.
My cell phone's not blowing up with baseball inside talk, but I just get a feeling that the Cardinals, there's something going on there that it's just not going to work out.
Okay. I call Buster only on a regular basis, and I have a feeling that it'll be Albert Pujols stays in the Gateway City.
How about this? If he's not going to St. Louis, who will he go to?
He'll go to Miami.
He'll go to Miami.
And I don't know. They have so much money now. They say they
They're
have so
going
much
to
money.
have.
Yeah.
They assume they
They
will.
assume they'll have this money. I
What do
hope.
they know? It's all part of a Ponzi scheme. It's gonna
I
work
hold
out.
my. I have my thoughts that about 15 games into their season and they're 10 and 20 overall.
They're going to sell.
They won't be selling out that stadium.
No.
I have a hunch.
Because every other stadium we've seen, whether it be Pittsburgh, Minnesota,
That
even when these teams turn to crap, that first year,
Yep.
you can pretty much expect 3 million people,
Yep.
at least.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Marlins do. It's going to get weird.
And a lot of people,
Miami.
I kind of forgot, but Ozzie Guillen now is their manager.
Yeah, I mean
That's
they've
right, I
got
forgot.
some
Obviously,
pieces
it's going to be fun.
still in on Mark Burley. They're going to
They
be.
signed Mark Burley today.
Yep,
Too much money, but still.
they did it. No going back.
Okay, this is the second part, true or false. The team that signs Albert Pujols will regret giving him the contract that they'll give him.
I'll go false.
I think they will. We're looking at the neighborhood of 10 years, $220 million. He's 31 right now.
I'll put it this way: they won't regret the time; they'll regret the money. Putting in $24 million a year when he gets to be 37, 38, 39. I
And you
think
still have $50 million left to pay
Right.
on that?
right.
Is the $50 million 10 years from now going to be worth the 175 in the first 7 years?
No.
I'm going with he's going to go to the Cubs, and they won't be disappointed with his play, but like they always do, they will be disappointed with plenty of other people's, and they still won't be
They'll have
good
it.
enough to make the playoffs. If
They'll
they
have-
do, they'll get bounced in the first round.
Whatever team signs them, probably the Cardinals, if they have to win another championship for this to be worth it.
No.
Do you think the
With this much money, I don't know if you need a championship, but from him, you're at least going to need like 2 or 3 MVP. One or the other. Either at least one title or 2 or 3 MVP years.
if you're in charge, would you use this? Let's say the owner says, here's $200 million. Would you rather have Pujols? Or maybe you get a guy like a Mark Burley and a Reyes? Or you get 2-3 other pieces?
I like the pieces idea. Albert Pujols is a once in every 15, 20 years, 30 years kind of guy. So I'll take my chances. You got a shot at Pujols, go for him. He's still got at least 5 more good years in front of him. with no signs of slowing down quite yet. So give me
How about
5
this?
years, and then maybe at that point somebody else will take him on. Maybe I can trick somebody into giving me three prospects for him, and,
okay.
and then I'm free and clear.
I'm just gonna keep rambling on there with this baseball, but
You love it.
Jose Reyes.
Yep.
How long does he stay with the Marlins?
Not that long.
Not that long. Yeah.
Over under
well,
3
maybe he
years.
stays there too long.
But he will be traded.
I don't know. I don't
Either
think
either traded or cut.
I don't think he's going to play that well. Is where I stand. I can see him being there for 6-7 years and just not being very good. Even though he comes off a year where he won the NL batting title, I don't see it. You go to the
He's
Marlins,
injury prone.
He is injury prone, and it's a new location.
He
I
hasn't
think
consistently been good either.
the
He's
Mets,
been up and down.
the Mets give him a lot of leash.
Rarely do you see people spend money, cough, cough, Minnesota Twins, on a guy that doesn't have power numbers. Like Reyes doesn't, Maurer doesn't.
Well, Reyes brings you a lot though. Speed,
defense, on
contact
bases,
hitting.
runs scored.
Right. There's a lot to value there. It's not like you're paying him $20 million to have weakness leg syndrome and catch 60,
Positis,
60
is that?
That's, I didn't say it. 60
I said
games
it?
a year.
Come to me, 130 14th Avenue South, Brookings, South Dakota, 57006.
Boom.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. I'll go, and it's going to be the Packer-related question, unfortunately. Undefeated regular season, undefeated Super Bowl champions, true or false?
Well, I was going to go false,
Okay.
but if you guys are both
All right,
right,
make your
I'll go
case.
true. My case is that basically comparing them to the 2007 Patriots, as good as they were, they had close games at times. Their defense wasn't very good. Now, granted, the Packers' defense isn't great either, but I think they're a lot better than the Patriots were. And I don't know, there's just something. There's something about them. They're good. I mean, they've had 2 close games the entire year. The one where the
I'd give
Saints
them 3.
came back
I'd
and
give them
got
3.
stuffed.
I'd give them the Saints game we watch on this couch. Great finish.
Saints and Giants.
I'd give them that Vikings game.
That first one was pretty
Vikings
close.
had the ball down 6.
Yeah.
30,
That's right,
35
I forgot
yards.
about
Give him
that
this
one.
Giants one then too. Did you give him that
I'll
one?
give them that one.
Okay.
It's 3 close games.
I was all ready to say that they're ready to run the table at least through the regular season, and then the playoffs that's hit or miss anyway. But that
Regular season.
I think the Packers are a team they're gonna be like the Colts, and as soon as they get to that, everything's locked up.
I can see that happening.
Let's shut some guys down. Aaron Rodgers, they won't shut him down.
For my fantasy team, I hope to hell not.
You play through week 17?
Yes.
Why? Shut her. You
Oh,
gotta be in a league
hey,
that's done.
This
at week
is college
16.
football. Every game counts,
Oh,
okay?
my goodness.
Every game counts.
I think that week 17 game at home against the Lions is kind of a trap game, especially since the Lions are probably going to be playing something that the Packers won't be.
Maybe that's the case where, unlike Chicago last year, which laid an egg,
Yep.
they go, hey, we don't want Detroit in the playoffs. We're going to knock you out.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
Could be. I think the eerie similarities between the 07 Patriots, them playing at New York, and then you've got the Packers doing the same thing, a close win at New York, the possibility of them meeting the Giants, second or third round of the playoffs.
Somebody mentioned Oakland Raiders are the most likely team to knock off the Packers.
It's at
I think
midday.
it was an ESPN computer. They ran the 10,000 simulations.
I would love to know how they come up with these projections and especially these fantasy projections.
Your guy's going to get 6 points.
I'm projected to get 42 by Tom Brady this week. He was projected to get 50 against the Colts last week. He got 25.
You know, they do
Sorry
it.
to
They
hear
use
that.
our whatifsports.com thing, and they just do it 1,000 times and take the average
Yeah.
and take that as fact. Then
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it is.
That's probably a pretty good guess, yeah.
You're going false.
I went false.
Who's the team?
Give me the
And when?
Lions. Give me the Lions week 17.
Okay. Give me the Giants or the Saints in the playoffs.
Okay.